So, quick biblical, I want to say story time slash life lesson. So who knows about the king Manasseh? Manasseh was Hezekiah's son. Manasseh was considered the most wicked king ever. Like he was wicked and he lived up to his name to the T. Now, Manasseh was raised in a godly household. Hezekiah, if you know the story, Hezekiah, he lived that life with God. He walked that walk with God. To the end, he kind of ticked me off a little bit, but we're not going to get too deep into that. But Hezekiah gave Manasseh examples of a godly lifestyle, a holy lifestyle, a lifestyle of walking and seeking God. Manasseh even saw God move. He even saw God show up when they needed him the most. Now, Manasseh is an example of you can raise up your child and train up your child in that way, in a godly way. Take them to church, show them who God is, but they can always stray and go their own way. Why? Because they have to seek God out and get their own relationship with Him. Now, Manasseh grew up in a great lifestyle, seeing seeing God move. And when he took over, he went all the way left. He did some evil things. He stopped the worship of worshiping the one and true only God, and he picked up the worship of different idols, the pagan idols, the idols that the people were worshiping that were not God. And he ended up being captured, taken to another land. And in that land, he had time to reflect. Now, in in the most recent days, he called on those fake gods that he took on and started worshiping the fake idols. And he started calling on them, and they never answered. I think he's still waiting on that call till this day. They never answered. And guess what happened? When we say train up a child in the way that they should go and they'll never depart, that means you can give them the tools that they need. Show them who God is. Let them see you worship God. Let them see uh him show up for you. You be an example. And when they go through and walk through life for themselves, they'll remember in those hard times that there is a God that shows up. Now, when those guys didn't answer him, he remembered his dad's God. He remembered his father's God, and he began to call on him, and he began to seek him and cry out to him. And guess what? He answered. He began to repent, to truly repent. God has always been the same. He has he has not changed. Nothing about him has changed. He is still the same. Manasseh began to repent and cry out to God, and God answered him. And guess what? Manasseh was able to be set free, and he was able to go back to his land where he continued ruling. Now he continued to rule with the true and living God. But that's a life lesson for us. You can give your children the tools that they need. You can give them what they need, show them who God is, but they're going to grow up and go their own way, learn their own lessons. But if they have been brought up in God, shown how to live in God, they've seen you cry out to him and they've seen him show up for you in their times of trouble, they'll know how to call on that same God and get their own relationship with him and enter into their own promise with the Lord. So, parents, don't be discouraged. I'm a prime example. I grew up in a godly household. We went to church every Sunday. We went to Bible study. I participated in church. I watched my mom cry out to God. I watched God show up for my mom. I saw him bring her through. I saw her get delivered. I saw this with my own eyes. But when I got older, I departed like Manasseh and went and did my own things, picked up my own idols, my own gods. But in my time of need, I remembered my mom's God, called on him. He saved me, and I was set free. And now I have my own relationship with him. I hear people say many of times that this was forced on me, or I'm a Christian just because my family was a Christian. No, you need to be one because you have your own relationship with him. And what a beautiful thing to have your own relationship with him. So, parents, do not be discouraged. Continue doing what you do, continue introducing your children to God. Continue keeping their faith in God. Continue being who you are. Do not change. Continue seeking God. Continue showing your children that God is a God who answers and not a fake God that does not exist and does not answer, and a made up God that was made up by man. And I promise you, they won't stray too far. They'll always come back home.